does this make you feel about your team's draft process?
Yeah, how does that make you feel, Skip?
Grandsons.
Shannon Sharpe. When I read this story last night, I sat back and I thought, Lord, have mercy on my cowboy-loving soul. There's never been anything like this story.
No.
In the history of this league, there's never been anything like this. So Jerry Jones admits publicly, remember, he was on his yacht, because it's middle of the pandemic, virtual, and he's sitting on the couch on his billion-dollar yacht with one grandson to his right and one to his left.
Right.
And all of a sudden, they are, just like I was, I told you that day, Kayvon Chasen. I said, every time I watch LSU, he jumps off my screen. Mm-hmm. I need him to rush the passer because I wasn't sure who we had left to rush the passer at that point.
Correct.
And he's falling, and he's falling, and he's ours. And then I look up and I think, no, CeeDee Lamb's on the board too. We got our choice. And I immediately tweeted, as much as I love Kayvon, you have to go CeeDee here.
Right.
Little did I know, as I typed, Jerry is listening to one grandson and the other go back and forth. The first grandson says, production, Grandpa. Is he calling Grandpa?
Papa.
Yeah. Papa, yeah. Production, Papa. Production. Look at the production. Look at the production. Well, I'm good with that. I want to meet that kid. His name is Shy because he saved me from what would have been a disaster, because you know how much I love CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
And they had him ranked 6 on their board, and they're picking at 17.
Correct.
So this is thank you, NFL gods. So he's saying production because CeeDee Lamb, as I pointed out to you all year, he led all of college football in yards per catch, 21.4 yards. Every time he caught a football, it resulted in a 21.4 yard gain. It's the Big 12. I know they don't play great defense, but it's hard to put up. You played virtually that position.
Yeah.
That's pretty hard to do in college.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But the other grandson, who, by the way, was a sensational high school quarterback at Highland Park and just lit it up in the state playoffs. He's now at Arkansas. I don't know if he'll ever amount to much because he was probably just a great high school quarterback.
Correct.
But he's on the team at Arkansas, and he knows what was happening when they were game planning for LSU last year. It's all about blocking that Kayvon guy. You got to block him first, or you got no chance. So he's arguing, Papa, you got him. You got him.
I'm telling you what we did. This is what we had the game plan for.
So Jerry admits publicly that the deciding factor was, and we've talked about this before, but he played with a guy, 1964 at Arkansas, a national championship team for which Jerry started at offensive guard. His best friend on the team was named Jerry Lamb, who was, again, they didn't throw much, but I think he caught, 16 balls for 213 yards. You probably caught 16 in a game at some point. But they didn't throw much, but they went 11-0, and that was his best friend and remained his best friend till he departed here, the earth, about
like last year, wasn't it?
Just a few months back. And so, again, he thought it was a sign from above. Oh, Jerry Lamb, CeeDee Lamb. I'm Jerry. That's, okay, I got it. I'm going CeeDee Lamb. And it saved me from probable disaster because Kayvon would have been fine, but you need that guy because you know what I think of that guy. So in the end, how do you it's clear that he runs the draft.
Yes.
The final say is his.
Right.
He picked CeeDee Lamb. He lucked into the right choice because of Jerry Lamb. This is, remember, these teams spend millions and millions of dollars to do their homework for these drafts.
Yeah.
And it came down to, I'm going to listen to the grandson who said, production, Papa.
So the draft process for the Cowboys is just out the window.
It's out the window. So, as much as I love what they've done, and by the way, just for the record, over the last decade, somehow, thanks to Will McClay and maybe others talking Jerry off some crazy position that he has, they have the second most Pro Bowlers drafted over the last decade to Kansas City. Well, something's worked out pretty well. And how many seasons have we gone into where people said, Dallas has got the most talent in the National Football League?
Yeah.
Well, did Jerry just kind of luck into that talent? He's just reaching for Oh, Jerry Lamb. I'll take CeeDee Lamb.
And the thing is, Skip, if you remember, because he wanted Johnny Manziel.
He did.
And Steven said, no. We're going to take an offensive lineman. Mm-hmm. And Jerry's probably thinking, you want an offensive lineman over a quarterback? In one
especially the all-time box office.
Yeah, in one scenario. Skip, that just goes to show you. I guess it's a situation where Jerry said, look, and he's made it this abundantly clear, Skip, this is my team. I run it how I see fit. Because for me, what the hell are grandkids doing in the draft room anyway? They hadn't watched any tape. They have done no evaluation. But, Skip, it's like he said, it's his team. It's like people, Shannon, you let the dogs get on the bed? Yeah, it's my house, it's my bed, it's my dog, so yeah, they get on the bed. So Jerry Jones said, Skip, it's my team, I bought it, my draft room. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my grandkids gonna be in the draft room, and they can have a say in the matter.
By the way, I agree with you about dog on bed. Yeah. Hazel sleeps in the bed.
It's my bed. Yep. It's my dog. So, yeah,
thank you.
You ain't got to sleep in it while you worried about it.
Yep.
You ain't getting no dog hair on you, so be quiet.
Yep.
Skip. Skip, maybe you know what? It's hard for me to say throughout the history since they've been drafting players that at least somebody's grandkid or son or somebody, maybe the mailman, hasn't made a pick or had influence.
I would agree.
But they never said it publicly.
Nope.
Just because it happened, that doesn't mean you got to share everything publicly. Jerry, some things just keep for yourself. Just say, you know what? My grandson helped me make that pick. He was the deciding factor on that pick. So you know what? I'm going to keep that close to the vest. And then what did he do, Skip? Oh, yeah, I forced CeeDee Lamb to wear 88.
He did. He admitted it. Yeah. I forced him to, but we talked about that.
Yes.
It smelled like he did because CeeDee wanted to wear 2.
Yes.
Because he loved DeAndre Hopkins when he was growing up.
No, he wanted 10.
I'm sorry, 10.
He wanted 10.
He wore 2.
2 in college.
10 because of DeAndre Hopkins, right. Because he grew up in the Houston area, and that was his idol.
And you and I both came to the conclusion, Jerry is the type of guy, if I pay you a salary, I should be able to dictate what you do. Like he told Zeke, I pay Zeke. I've earned the right to be able to joke with Zeke. Well, I'm paying CeeDee Lamb. I drafted him in the first round. I'm paying him, so I should be able to tell him what number to wear. Skip, this is if you didn't know how Jerry operated, this would be sad. But knowing how he's operated, and you've been around him for 30 plus years, you know him, you talked to him, written books about him with his help, you're not surprised by this. You put your head down like, I cannot believe this, but I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised, but in the end, I'm confessing this. It truly makes me wonder how this team run by this man at this age and stage of his life, where he's papa now. How can this team win a Super Bowl? As much as I would love to see one more Super Bowl for Jerry, it seems impossible. As talented as they are, if that guy's at the controls, you just know he's going to make one decision in the middle of the season that's going to go haywire, right?
Yeah, just think about this. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they have this level of talent, and he doesn't meddle. And I'm not saying he has a Coach Belichick, but I'm saying a coach half as good as Belichick. How many Super Bowls do you think they get? If he stays out the way, if he's not opening his mouth, every microphone that they shove in front of him, every camera that they hit the red light comes on, he's talking. If he would just stay out of the way. I'm not saying because if Coach Belichick had that team with that talent, Skip, ain't nobody winning no Super Bowls.
With that owner, with Robert Kraft.
Yeah, ain't nobody winning Super Bowls.
You switch places and you took Belichick and Kraft and gave him the Dallas team.
Oh.
It's over.
Ain't no Skip. He gonna be like Coach Allback. He gonna be like Phil Jackson. He gonna have like 11 Super Bowls with that team. That team is young still. You look, that's still a young team. I mean, with the exception of Ty Smith is only in year 10. Ty Smith is in year 10. Zach Martin is year 9. But for the most part, you look at Amari, you look at Gallup, you look at CeeDee, you look at Dak, you look at Zeke, you look at the defense. That's a young team. The only thing they keep saying, Jerry holding them back.
Well, I have to agree because despite the fact I just spat back at you that they've had the second most Pro Bowlers over the last 10 years, they have only 3 winning seasons in 10 years.
And 3 playoff wins?
In the 10 years?
2. Because they beat Detroit.
And then
they beat Seattle.
That's it.
So with all those Pro Bowlers,
3 playoff appearances in 10 years.
And
with
2
all those
wins.
Pro Bowls.
Yes.
Yep. And you got a whole bunch of 8 and 8s in there, including last year. Well, I hate to say it, but as much as I love to talk about him, as entertained as I am by him, because this is why they're America's team still, because he's the biggest target in sports, but he's also the most entertaining owner times 100.
Yes.
Because nobody does this.
I mean, Skip, what person you know, let's say they're in commercial real estate or they buy things, they're like, hey, I got 2 of my grandsons sitting here. Well, I like the shiny building. Well, I like the building over here. Hey, okay, let's do that one.
Okay, we'll do that one. You make a good point. Yeah.
Skip, that's not how the draft process works. Normally, people that's in the draft process, they've evaluated tape, they've watched these players, they've gone to the combine, they've done all these things. So they can give you an in-depth analysis, okay, Caleb Chason versus CeeDee Lamb. Not because, hey, I think I want CeeDee Lamb.
Well, thanks to the late, great Jerry Lamb, CeeDee Lamb is now a Dallas Cowboy. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.